It was a bit short in time this morning, so I had to take a very early flight, 6 o'clock to Munich, visiting Microsoft. I just thought I'd make a video about like how do you stay focused and organize yourself when your week is like totally packed, and how do you stay on purpose and calm, and that's what the video is about. And now I think this is my taxi. Für Magnussen? Ah, jetzt bin ich. Zum Flughafen bitte. So what can you do to not stress out if you're traveling? I got this question because I published a podcast, the one with Ryan Rusted. Worth it to listen to it because he is the guy who gives you the idea why it's so important to define your purpose in order not to be stressed, not to freak out.
Well, so often people in power and position end up responding to those who want to see them, or responding to circumstances and situations. And the President of the United States, for whom I worked, Gerald Ford, was likewise. He received scores and scores of invitations each day for his time. And yet if he ended up just responding to those invitations, he wouldn't necessarily work on those things that were most important for his administration. So as we were thinking about that, we determined that we would set an agenda based on his highest priorities. And all of his time, virtually all of his time, was geared toward specific activities which supported those highest priorities. And what we found over time was that he had significant gains. He made significant progress on his very highest priorities.
And the things that I learned from people like Warren or other people like my Zen master, for example, is of course there are certain things you like cannot influence, and it's just not worth it to put any energy into that. Many people try, like the train is too late, the plane is too late, the weather is bad, whatsoever, and they really freak out about that. But it's just not worth it because you cannot change it. So you spend a lot of energy about that. The other thing that helps me to keep peace of mind is I take a look into my calendar like at least 2 weeks ahead or longer. So I do a plan with my wife, so the private stuff, once a year for the whole year. And then people say like, this is completely nuts, like how can you do that? It doesn't give you any space or freedom. And I think this gives me much more freedom than not doing it, because it's very easy. It's like 50 weekends, 52 weekends. So I go through the weekends and then have a look and make a decision. Like, do I want to do anything with her? Or do I don't want to do anything else, or the vacation? And once I made the decision, I have the freedom to answer yes, no, whatever in between. And of course I can change plans, but at least I made up my mind about that. So instead of like being dragged into the decision by other people, if it's really a pain in the ass for me to travel and I really don't want to do it, I don't do it. I don't feel forced to do it, because my travel guy, as you know me now for a while, or whoever knows me for a while, this is counting down also for traveling. So I should be very aware that this is counting whenever I enter a plane and do something, and really make sure I want to do that. This might look like a very rough cut, but no. This is my next location for the talk, as I mentioned, Rostock. So that's what made the actual traveling so intense, flying from Hamburg to Munich to Rostock. The way I was doing a lot of stuff in the plane on my phone. I downloaded some websites with inspiration to the phone so I could work. The thing with traveling is that I want to be able to do everything from the phone, because what I don't like is to come back and have all the work to do at home, like this filing, setting up contacts. I made intros on the way. I really want to stick to, if I'm on traveling, I want to do everything with the phone and have my work done when I'm back at the office. And then the most important thing, it's a bit this Zen stuff thing that I have. Wherever you are, be there fully present, which doesn't mean you shouldn't be on the phone or you cannot have messages or notifications. I do that all the time. I am on the phone here and I'm messaging with my people, but I was here quite early at that event. The point is, I'm now here. So why not enjoying the time here? Why not investing the time here and being present, and then go out and meet people and network with people and be a little bit forced into that situation by saying, okay, once you're here, you're here. You cannot change that. The moment you say, I would rather do something else or be fully present. That really simplifies a lot of things during traveling. If you like that stuff, make sure you subscribe. I upload a video every Thursday, minimum, sometimes two. It's about the tools, how work is changing, about entrepreneurship, behind the scenes stuff. So I'm looking forward to your comments or topics that you like. Thanks for watching. Bye.